Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology. In today's project, we are going to do some cosmetic work on a 1960 Volkswagen single cab. But this is a really interesting single cab because it's got a really rare wide bed option. So we're going to pull this thing around here to the front of the lab and we're going to dive into it and see what we can accomplish in a day of working on the cosmetics of it. We've already gotten the thing up and running and driving. So now we can try to make it look pretty and prepare it for sale. All right, here she comes, Sebastian behind the wheel. Headlights working. Awesome. Cool. Very, very cool. So as you can see, the bed on this truck is wider than normal. So this was a factory option that you could order that extends the bed by almost a foot width-wise. You can see the length of it is the same. So the side gates are basically the same. That rear gate obviously is wider. And then there's these extension pieces that are on the inside that bolt to the bed right here and underneath the bed down there. So it gives you some significantly larger cargo space. In any case, this thing's been sitting for a while. This is one of the Alabama buses, the stash of cars we've been dealing with here. And as you can see, it's a little scruffy, but I think we can get some life out of this paint. You can see just rubbing it on it right there. That's going to shine up pretty well. We're going to try to get rid of some of this black paint as well and see what we can accomplish in an afternoon of screwing around with it here at the lab. Okay, took the leaf blower to the bed here, got all the leaves and stuff off of there. Now you can really see this extension here, how it bolts on up here at the edge of the bed and down here, and then it bolts on underneath the bed as well. So it's a pretty strong little thing, and as you can see on each side, it adds probably a good, I'd say that's maybe 5 inches or so. So maybe it's a whole 10 inches wider or so. But in any case, next step, we're going to wash it off here, give it a quick bath, and then we'll start polishing and trying to remove some of that black paint. It's a good looking old truck. All right, first bath. It's looking significantly better. It's also wetter, and they always look better when they're wetter. So we'll see what happens once this dries. It's definitely going to take some polish to bring some shine back to this, but I think it's going to shine up really quite nice. You know, it's a pretty good old truck. It's an older restoration, and it's had some storage related aging here, but you know, bringing it back to life, make it look the best that we can, and then put it on the market and see if we can find it a home. So it's definitely a process trying to get this black paint off of there. It's a little easier to get it off the flat surfaces down in the corners and stuff. It's a real pain in the butt. And we're going to play around with that, see if maybe we can get into it further. But some of the other areas where it's just kind of sprayed on, you know, with a real light sand with some super fine sandpaper, you can kind of see that work its way off of there. And you can get back to the blue paint. There's bits of this white paint that's almost a little stiffer on there than some of the black, but as you can see, there's some color underneath there. It just takes forever. So if you're watching this and you're one of those guys that sprays little bits of paint on scratches on their car to keep it from rusting, knock that shit off, please. Bad move. All right, a little more progress here. You can see a lot more of the blue is coming back and that white is going away. And we're doing that all the way around the bus. It's looking so much better. You can see a lot of the areas black are gone. We still need to get down and do the bumpers, but there were a lot of black spots along the bed, around the edges here. This panel here had a bunch of black on it. Now let's get back to the blue. And once we've gone over that whole thing, then we're going to go after it with the buffer and some compound and see if we can get the whole thing to have a real consistent shine. But there's still some areas here where that black paint is on there, and it's a bugger. We're going to keep on working it for a while here, see how far we can get, and then we'll go after with the polishes. Okay, we've pulled the bus now into the lab, get out of the sun, and we're going to start to polish some stuff. Seb is making some major action on a lot of these areas where there's a little bit of paint. And you know, we could spend the rest of our lives trying to get in there and get every little bit of it. And well, I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing it, but I definitely want to make an impact on the overall vision of what this bus is. And already it's looking so much better. Again, a little dark around the hinges. That's kind of a drag. I wish I could easily get in there and get that stuff off. I may play with it a little bit, see if I can improve it some, or maybe I end up having to touch up those spots. But in any case, I think it's time to break out the buffer and give this thing a pass and see if we can make it shine. Making some progress here. Things are shining up, especially when you come around the front here. That paint has a little life in it, glossing up pretty nice. Now, it's not a show quality paint job by any means, but for an old work truck here, I think it is going to look pretty darn good. Definite, significant difference going on here. I mean, still, I really want to work these areas a little better, see if I can get some more of that black paint off, because the rest of it is coming out so damn nice. We did some interior cleanup as well, cleaned up the wheels and juiced up the tires, polished everything all the way around, and it is looking pretty damn good, I must say. Now again, not going for show quality here, but just trying to make the best of it, make the best out of what we've got, and make it an attractive thing for somebody to want to take on. There you go. Your car's done, sir. Astrid. Oh, Astrid is out here with me, and she is really proud of what her dad and Sebastian did to the single cab pickup truck here today. From what we started with, where the paint was really chalky, everything was super dirty, to what I'm looking at right now is a night and day difference. Trying to get rid of all of the paint overspray that had been put on those little spots and chips. Got the majority of that off of there. There's still a little bit more to do around the hinges and latches and things. So I may spend some more time trying to get some of that black paint off of there. But overall, I'm really thrilled with how the paint has shined up and how the truck is really looking so much nicer. Now, I'm probably still going to spend some time with it, get into the engine compartment, clean that up, because it's still a little dry and a little greasy. So going to spend some time cleaning up in there. We did get it up and running and driving pretty good. Might bleed the brakes and do some other adjustments there. But overall, man, it's looking good. Got the bed all cleaned up as well. Didn't really polish the bed, but we polished the inside of the gates, and you can see that the color has come back quite a bit. The interior cleanup was fantastic as well. Check out that seat. It came out so nice. The floor mat cleaned up really good. Dash is excellent. Still has the radio block-off plate there, stock steering wheel, and the right speedometer. Looks like it's pretty clean up here as well as far as the headliner panels. Got one little loose piece here. I could probably screw that back in place. Have the Safari windows open and catching the breeze. And this car is almost ready for a new home. So a little more cleanup, a little more paint touch up, some just basic prep to try to make it look the best it can look. And then it's going to go up onto the market. So this truck is going to be advertised on my website, oldbug.com. If you're not familiar with that site, go check it out. We've been running that site for over 25 years now, and it has really become an amazing marketplace for people with their air-cooled VWs. We've sold a lot of really interesting ones over the years, and this one certainly ranks in there as one of the most interesting. That wide bed option is extremely rare. This is the only one that I have ever touched. I've seen a few of them over the years, but it's the only one that I've been able to get my hands on. And so when it goes on the market, it might be a great opportunity for somebody that wants one of the rarest of the rare when it comes to the pickup trucks. In any case, I hope you enjoyed our cleanup video. I thank you so much for watching. Please keep on digging them up and driving them. and have a great day.